Hi everyone, welcome to the Ecosystem Innovation video series. Today we're going to talk a little bit about supplier performance, which is a key area of procurement, of course. As a buyer, being able to quickly identify the performance and risks of your suppliers is important, but as everyone knows, getting that information requires multiple sources. So how can you get that information quickly and easily before you go in for your supplier meeting? Today, different systems are used to gather a 360-degree view of the supplier, and often there is information that's not available in a system, so you have to it requires manual effort. You have to go and gather that information, pull that together so you have everything ready for your meetings with your suppliers. So I want to introduce you to our partner, Apsolut. Apsolut are one of our most experienced partners in our ecosystem, done hundreds of implementations of SAP procurement and SAP Ariba. And through their experience and the customer challenges that they've seen, they've built a couple of apps that are really great and resolve some of the challenges that you see with supplier performance. And they're fully integrated into SAP Ariba. So today I welcome Andy and Gerrit from the team to take us through what is going to be a two-part video where we're going to cover the challenges they see, what they've created and the landscape, so you get an idea of the architecture and how it works. But in the second part, we're also going to do demos. So let me introduce you to the team and let's start talking about it. Okay, so Andy, why don't we talk about the challenges that you're seeing in your customers, you know, what the business value is in this area and what was the need in terms of what you're seeing in the market.
Thanks, Mo. So good to be with you today. So what we see at Apsolut from our customers is managing and optimizing supplier performance is both critical and challenging. Yeah. As we know, measuring and proactively monitoring supplier performance is really critical for procurement organizations to avoid potentially devastating supply chain disruptions. And as we've seen, this has been shown and brought to the fore with the global pandemic, as it's critical to have in-depth visibility of the supplier base and real-time insights for suppliers. The problem we see with our customers, with procurement teams, is being able to get that holistic view of supplier performance when information is held in such fragmented systems across the solution landscape. Yeah. Typically, we see supplier information held in ERPs or other master data solutions. Quantitative data, such as on-time and full information, held in spend data cubes or in ERPs in the back end. And qualitative data from supplier evaluations are held typically in Excel or other external systems. And also risk management and sustainability indicators, they're also held in third-party systems. So again, it's a real mix of information that's usually pretty hard to bring into one solution. And again, what we see historically with SAP, it delivers obviously strong solutions to view that information, but it has some gaps in being able to pull all that information into one user-friendly, holistic view to really understand your supplier performance in real time and at a touch of a button. So at Apsolut, to solve these problems, we have created a supplier performance dashboard based on SAP Analytics Cloud technology, which provides one central system for all supplier-specific data. So what this is going to do is give buyers that powerful supplier performance insight all in one place. And the key benefits that we see at Apsolut of building this dashboard and using SAP Analytics Cloud is obviously providing that 360-degree view, being able to connect additional systems, so these are SAP and non-SAP systems, to pull that data into the dashboards, using the future-proof SAP Cloud technology to powerfully bring that insight and run the reports in a real-time manner, and obviously be able to drill down into more detailed information through the dashboards, using the flexible UI to really get that holistic view on supplier performance. And as you see, this is adding value to our clients. So yeah, I can now hand you over to Gerrit.
Andy, thank you for that. That's because I think you're right. I think having everything in one place has been a challenge. So Gerrit, why don't you talk us through how you've done that in Apsolut? What is it that that you guys have pulled together in terms of the apps that you built.
Yes, for sure. Thanks a lot, Mo, for having us here today, and thanks, Andy, for the great introduction. I'm going to present to you how we've set up the supplier performance dashboard in SAP Analytics Cloud. So as you can see here in the sample architecture, we have an overview about which data sources are collected when it comes to the supplier performance dashboard. This performance dashboard is based on SAP Analytics Cloud, which is SAP's preferred solution when it comes to SAP BI self-service. And as you can see over here, there's multiple ways to connect SAP as well as non-SAP systems. And you can see this at the bottom of this architecture slide. So on the one end, we have always heard from customer side that they need, of course, to have spend data with some details available in this supplier performance dashboard, which is usually captured within SAP BW or in an S4 system, or it is even stored on Google Drive or in flat files. And this is all data which we can grab and easily connect to the SAP Analytics Cloud in our SAP Supply Performance dashboard. When it comes to the supply performance soft facts, which means when it comes to responses which are answered regarding the supplier evaluation, rather based on qualitative data, we can connect, for example, Qualtrics. We can even do the performance evaluation in an S4 system, as you can see here in the middle, or we can, of course, also upload the performance results in or via a CSV file, which means flat files. So that would be the second area of KPIs which we can use to show them in the 360-degree view in the SAP Analytics Cloud. In addition to
just on the Qualtrics side, so we're gonna show a demo of that as well, right? Later on.
Yes, definitely. So Qualtrics is a very powerful tool when it comes to the evaluation of suppliers regarding soft facts. And we've already set up a system to do this performance evaluation, which we are going to demo you in the second part of this video. So happy to do that. But it's important to know that there's also other ways. So for example, you could use the S4 Procure system to start some supplier performance evaluation, or of course, other systems. So as Andrew already mentioned, SAC provides the possibility to connect as well non-SAP systems to this supplier performance dashboard. To come to the third box in this architecture slide, so the third box on the bottom, we can also grab operational data like purchase orders, which could be collected in S4 Procure or in SAP Ariba to have this shown in the SAP Analytics Cloud. And last but not least, we can also have third-party data provided by, for example, Integrity Next or Biznode to enrich the overall overview with some specific data when it comes to environmental aspects of, for example, how the supplier is dealing with the current pandemic crisis, which countermeasures are done to decrease the impact of this. So this is also in information which can be pulled and will finally, and this all will then finally merge to the SAP Analytics Cloud to have an overall view, which I'm happy to demo you in the next session.
So a question around the apps themselves. So they're integrated in. So how do you access them? What is it that you, as a user, have to do? Is it a phone-based thing on a tablet or on a laptop, etc.? How do you access them?
So SAP Analytics Cloud has the huge benefit that this is also usable on mobile devices. So you can take whatever you want. You can use or you can access the performance dashboard via tablet. You can access it via iPhone or Android phone, or of course on your laptop, whatever you prefer. And this is really scalable. So it's accessible for every device you can imagine.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, thank you for that. So in terms of the details of each of the apps, I think going into the demos is going to be the best way to show our audience, how it works. So why don't we go into that? I think we've provided an overview today in terms of how this all hangs together. So I think in the next session, which is going to be next week, we're going to dive into the demos in a bit more detail so that you can see how it all works. And Gerrit, you're gonna provide us with that overview.
Yes, would be a pleasure to do so.
Okay, brilliant. So for the moment, we're going to leave it here so that hopefully this is going to be exciting for you. Do like, subscribe, and share, and check back for next week when we drop the next video with the demos as well. So for now, Andy and Gerrit, thank you for the overview, and looking forward to having you back next week to cover the demo.
Thank you, Mo. Talk to you next week.
Brilliant. Thanks.